Hi Virgo, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com, and this is your annual forecast for 2016. Virgos, it's quite a phenomenal year for a lot of you. This is especially applicable to all of you whose sun moon sign is there in Virgo. We have Uranus that is there in Aries, and it's highlighting a part of your chart that is speaking about your joint finances and joint resources. And this particular chart has been lit up for you for the last couple of years, and this aspect carries on for you, that is Uranus being there in this part of your chart till about 2019, Virgos. Now when this transit comes over here, it is that it covers other people's money in your house. It speaks about power struggles. It speaks about how it is that you share your resources, and also it speaks about the kind of impact that money, shared resources or shared money has upon you. You may not be able to depend upon people anymore financially. It can be that you the money earlier that was being shared, it gets quite, or this entire space is quite unpredictable. Uranus in any case is he's the teen planet of astrology, and he's a wild boy of astrology. So anything that has to do with chaos, unpredictability, restlessness is very, very true to Uranian energy. However, all the inspiration and all the creativity as well, and even newer technology gets covered under Uranus. During this time, Virgos, you can expect quite a drastic change as well, as far as your intimacy is concerned, as far as even not just the joint finances, but even how it is that you are in your closest relationships. That could go quite an unexpected transformation. This house also rules sex, and you can be quite open to experimentation, to be trying out new things during this time. And it can be you could be in a place where you could feel quite out of control at times as well. And this particular bit of it, like I said, it's not just that this it's a short duration aspect. Uranus is there for a long time. It's there still for a couple of more years. So this entire transformation about letting go of control, or maybe not feeling in control, or being in a place where you're open to exploring, open to experimentation. Yet as far as finances are concerned, there is still some amount of an instability that you will feel, especially where you are dependent upon others for the money. This is very separate from what it is that you generate for yourselves, Virgo. This is really about joint finances over here. We have Saturn that is going to be there in your own house of home. That is a place where you share space with others. It's a house of Cancer, and this also house rules your mother. And Saturn is going to be here for the next 2 years. And Saturn is going to be taking you back to the childhood lessons that you had learned, and it seems to be a lot of focus is going to be there to relearn the lessons that you might have missed. And Saturn is often called the teacher planet simply for the reason that it can be for the longest of time we've been ignoring a certain part of our life, and it comes up for examination, it comes up for evaluation during the Saturn transit. And old neutral pathways, emotional patterns, which can be born out of childhood traumas, they may have to be rewired, and disciplined practice is something that you'll have to do in order to be creating more healthier habits for yourself. During this transit as well, you could feel quite trapped in a living situation as well. You may want or even a relationship with your mother, you could just feel quite stifled. You could feel as if you can't you can't live with her in the same house, or it can be that you're generally having to manage your mother quite a bit and she's being too erratic. And it's also a time wherein that with Saturn being there in your house, you're going to be strengthening your home base a lot, Virgo. So a lot of focus is going to be there on your family, trying to strengthen the ties that are there with them. And you can also on the other side decide to cut ties with a certain family member if you feel that the relationship can't it's beyond cure, and that's something quite drastic for you. You can also, Virgos, take on more responsibility for your family, and this is also a time where you will be trying to help them as best as you can. You may feel like you're too restricted in your life as this transit begins, but it's as the transit moves on, you will realize, or you will become more aware of the issues that are causing the restriction, or the restriction that you really feel from inside. It's a good time to be tackling your inner foundation and try to make it stronger, more solid, something durable that is going to be sustaining you for a longer time. And Saturn, even though a lot of us fear Saturn and we feel, oh God, they're going to be terrible experiences, but these are really the lessons that have not got sorted, or we have not learned them. It's a reason why Saturn keeps sending us back to the blackboard so that we can get them right and they don't get repeated in our life again. And I think we are very fortunate when we have Saturn coming and transiting any part of our chart, because Saturn has that, when it finally leaves a house after all the learnings are given, it's a time wherein that it leaves literally a gift for life, and you feel far more enriched because you have been unable to sort of undo a pattern or undo a bit of it, a restrictive part of your life which you could have been battling with for the longest of time. So please welcome Saturn with open eyes. Yes, some of the lessons may not be very pleasant, but then change seldom is very comfortable, Virgos. Pluto is there in Capricorn, and Pluto is there in your house of love, romance and creativity, and Pluto also is there till about 2018 to beginning 2019. And Pluto is, when Pluto comes and sits over there in this house, you're going to be taking love very seriously. And Pluto is the god of underworld. He likes to dig everything out. So he's going to be making you almost obsessed. You're going to be very, very passionate, intense, and this is a time where you're going to be wanting to transform your love relationships. And it's also that maybe you get more, you start relating more to things that you're passionate about. They can be your hobbies, they can be something that, maybe for those of you who have loved painting maybe as a child and you stopped doing it, and you may just pick up that hobby again and you may passionately sort of pursue it. And it's also a time wherein that you could have a hard time letting loose when you have the choice. So there is this entire thing around love relationships. It's around children, wherein also you're going to be, I think, letting go is also one of the very strong messages of Plutonian energy, as it is that the seriousness or the intensity that one feels. One really wants to get to the bottom of things when Pluto comes and sits. It's unlike Saturn, it just sort of digs everything from inside and brings it up on the surface. And because this has to do with love, you would want more. You're not going to be settling for less, Virgos. Jupiter is there in your house of self. How beautiful is that? And Jupiter is there till about 9th of September, Virgos. And this transit is just going to be sort of making you feel really optimistic. You're going to be feeling very confident. You're going to be feeling good. You're going to be doing this nice wardrobe changes, appearance changes, maybe going for this really nice fancy haircut, and you'll be looking good. And this is a time where you are, besides the superficial changes that get taken place, you're also going to be looking at again patterns in your life, how it is that you can enhance them more, how it is that you can make your own life better. Maybe there are certain irritants that you have naturally and you're aware about them, and even though people sort of point them out to you. When I'm saying people, I mean people in your most intimate relationship, maybe your spouse, your partner, your lover, and or your parents, your children. It can be that that you become more aware of that, and it's a great time. These first 9 months, Virgos, are a great time to be changing. If there are things that you want to change, maybe the way that you think, maybe the way that you perceive things to be, maybe your belief system. And there's nothing so wrong about having another belief system or letting go of the belief system which you may think has held on to you for the longest of time. And this also is a time wherein that you're going to be feeling very gregarious, very social. You're going to be feeling quite open, and you're going to be going out and meeting people, and you're not going to be you're not in a space where you would like to be chained down, Virgos. There's just a lot of space that you are, and a lot of freedom that you are seeking. However, try and not be too indulgent as well, because there are chances that you will end up putting on a lot of weight. So be careful over there. And we have Jupiter then on the 10th of October, 10th of September, it's moving on into your house of earned income, and it stays there till October 17. And what a fantastic aspect this is, Virgos, because this is just going to be it's going to be increasing your self-worth, your self-esteem, because this house is very, very closely linked. The house of money, what you earn, is very closely linked with your own self, your own self-belief and self-esteem as well. And this is a time wherein that you are going to be looking whether your life is in line with your values, and you are not going to be you're generally not going to be in a mood for trying something really new. You are going to be or something really drastic. During this transit, you're going to be sticking to things which are traditional, conventional, comforting, and it's irrespective. Nevertheless, this aspect is extremely good for your finances, and you can be presented with opportunities that can for yourself, that can increase your financial status to quite a bit. You can also purchase more items of value. A lot of you are going to be shopping, and I've noticed this often. I see this in both men and women. Whenever you're feeling little low, or there's a self esteem beating that has taken place, there's normally a high-end purchase that happens. Men either a car gets bought, or an Xbox gets bought, and for the women maybe an iPhone 6, or maybe a Gucci bag comes over there. So that's just your own sense of saying, I can afford it. I can do that for myself. I can treat myself. I can take care of myself. You're just indulging yourself. So nothing wrong over there. But just try and sort of maintain a balance as well. Of course, money is coming in, but just generally don't go mad with it, Virgos. On March 9th, we have a solar eclipse in Pisces, and this is there in your house of relationships. It's there in your house of partnerships, and this solar eclipse is all about it's a new moon energy. That means it's going to be having newer opportunities, newer maybe more chances that you have, wherein that you can meet somebody who's really a potential romantic partner, and you can be attracted to people who think you're really amazing. Some of you may just can be a new suitor. It can be that some of you may get engaged. There seems to be some kind of a commitment, or even a celebration that is there around this time. And be careful, however, that you're relating with people who are on the same plane as you, Virgos. Try not to sort of have this mismatch of not just ideals, I think, but even perceptions. You may just feel that the person is so and so, and assume that person out to be, and by the end of it, you just end up getting hurt. So be careful over there. And the interesting thing, Virgos, that this energy of the new moon, while it is speaking about a new person, it's speaking about a new relationship, and it's highlighting the part of your chart which has to do with partnerships, marriage. But this house of yours of partnerships and marriage also is where Neptune is sitting for the next 7 years. So we have, when Neptune comes over there, it can be that you're idolizing the partner too much. Maybe you're in love with love itself, and maybe the person whom you have been involved with, it can be that you've not been looking at the person the way that you should have been. So all this is going to be all this energy is also asking you to take a realistic look at love in itself. The entire focus for you, Virgos, is going to be improving your existing relationships, making them into positive, life affirming relationships. And also this is I would say this entire energy is very good for evaluating as to what is it that you really want out of marriage, out of what is the kind of person that you're seeking, or what is it that you really need in a relationship, in a committed relationship, or the kind of people again that you're drawing to yourself. So a lot of this evaluation or introspection is good, because Neptune sitting out there, you could be in quite a hazy zone, and you could be, like I said earlier, that you could be idolizing the entire relationship, or even the people that are coming to you in this particular phase. We have a lunar eclipse that is there on the March 23rd, and that is happening in your house of earned income. And uh, this is the full moon. Lunar eclipse is the full moon energy. They're normally, full moons are far more emotional than the new moon is, because it's a culmination of something. Something has reached its fruition. It's finishing off right now. And this house also speaks about your disposable income. So money matters fall over here. It's a time wherein that it is you could be finishing a project. You could be just finishing spending a lot of money on a project. It could be a wedding. It can be that there's a lot of money that is being spent over here. It can also be that you are it can be that there seems to be a lot of big ticket purchase that's happening around this time, around March end. And this is also a place or a phase where you're going to be streamlining your finances or not, and it would be wise that if you did so. Now this house also rules your self-esteem, Virgos, so you can see a positive increase in the way that you feel, think about yourself, the way that you feel about yourself and your own sense of self-worth. And you would want to be more in touch with your own senses, so physical stimulation may be sought right now, and it can be felt more intensely. You could be, because the full moon energy, so you may end up overindulging, so be a little careful. We have Mars that is going retrograde from April 11th till about June 30th, and Mars goes retrograde every couple of years for approximately 80 days. And this is going to be first Mars in mid-April is going to be there in your own house of home. That is your house, the place with whom you share your space or you're living in, or it also rules your mother. And then later in June, the Mars retrograde moves on to your house, which has to do with communication. It has to do with your siblings and some amount of short distance travel. So generally the top pointers during a Mars retrograde are: it's not a great time for you to be buying real estate. It's not a great time to be leasing real estate. It's also not a time to be getting into arguments, to be getting into fights, any kind of debates, any need to be proving yourself, and this need that I need to be expressing myself, and all that aggression that Mars is going to be giving you. Travel, be a little careful. Don't sort of rush in to make all these last minute travel tickets. Avoid surgeries as well, because Mars rules surgeries. So however, of course, for those of you who are really need to be going in for surgery, please do so, and don't buy any mechanical stuff. Also, very importantly, do not initiate a divorce proceeding during a Mars retrograde. What you should do is, what you can do during a retrograde is, a Mars retrograde, you can refine, you can reorganize, you can research, you can renovate, and use all the energies which is required to be re-looking at things again. So anything that needs to be, projects that need to be revised, maybe your finances need to be re-looked at. Don't rush to start anything new during a Mars retrograde. However, from not just July, I think from August it's fairly safe for you to be starting something new, or whatever it is that you may want to do. May and October, we have a square between Saturn and Neptune, and squares are slightly uncomfortable because they are generally, it's a space which really does not fit. It's out of sync and it's out of balance. And Saturn and Neptune in any case don't like each other, because Saturn is all about structure and rigidity and discipline, and Neptune is this really airy-fairy floating around, and really couldn't care less about what Saturn has to say about him. And this is happening in your house of love and romance, and it's just that you need to be careful about not just the relationships that you get involved in, Virgos, but you need to be realistic about, you need to be taking a reality check about the people that you're getting involved with. It's rather than getting hurt and repeating the pattern again and again, it's really a time wherein you need to be taking stock of the sifting. What are the things that matter to you? what is it that you require, what makes you happy in a relationship. So if the person is forever willing to not commit to you, maybe you should be not getting involved with people at all who do not want to commit. And there are a lot of these commitment phobic people, so that's all right. You don't, just that you need to be staying clear from them, and you need to be amongst people who are who have similar desires as you do. So that will take out a lot of I would say the little bit of a challenge that is there with this square. And it is just a balance between reality and illusion. Try not to, and that's what Saturn is going to be doing. Saturn is going to be pushing you, and Saturn is going to be urging you to look at love realistically. Look at, even for some of you, if it has to do with your children, maybe you're just idolizing your child and saying, oh my god, I have this genius at home. Maybe you need to be taking a reality check and seeing as to what is it really that the child is capable of delivering or is capable of doing. Maybe the child has his or her own dreams and desires, and maybe you're trying to live your life through the child, or maybe you're pushing the child too much. So all these things need to be balanced. They need to be looked at in harmony. In June and July, we have a beautiful trine between Jupiter and Pluto. It's a lovely aspect, and there's good news connected with the work. It's a time wherein a lot of people make money with this trine, and it focuses on creativity and entertainment, and especially for those of you who are entrepreneurs, it's a time wherein that you can find your work really taking up, or just sort of you may just get a funding. You may just find somebody who's sort of happy to partner with you, happy to give you that funding that is required. And you can meet somebody as well who's not from the same country as you. And a lot of focus on health and healing as well is there with this trine. We're closing the year 2016 with a glorious trine that is there in December between Uranus and Saturn. And you can expect some good news suddenly, especially for those of you who've been slogging at a project for the longest of time. You can expect your hard work to get paid off, and it'll just happen suddenly, because Uranus is there, and it's not something that would have got planned that, oh, I'm going to get this is going to be happening. And there's also a great, maybe some inheritance, some real estate, something that will happen which is very nice, and it'll be out of the blue quite suddenly, and you like it. And a lot of focus is also going to be there on growth of finances and spirituality as well. So quite an interesting year, Virgos, for you. I'm going to be seeing you soon, and thank you so much for watching.